4 years ago, it was 2020, and that was the year that everything changed. The pandemic hit, everybody was in their houses, and I got absolutely addicted to video games. You know, looking back, everybody thought it was such a bad time, but for me personally, I absolutely loved it. I got to sit at home, play games, play basketball sometimes with my friends, even though we weren't supposed to. Life was good, and honestly, I don't care what anyone says, I enjoyed it so much. But it really brought to my attention something that I hated so much, which was my house and my room. See, I grew up in this really small house and I always kind of struggled with money. And I remember every morning waking up, the one thing that I hated so much was my room. My room was so small. I would just wake up and then stand up and then I'd be like on the other side of my room because it was just so small and I hated it. On top of that, all of my friends had such nice houses that anytime I would visit, I just thought like, what do their parents do? Like, how can they afford a house like this? And I remember looking around all the time. But for me, luckily, I was so distracted by video games, it felt like it didn't matter that much. But now that we were trapped inside our houses, it seemed to be the only thing that I could think about. And every time I thought about it, I would just get on Fortnite or whatever and just kind of lose myself in that and like forget about everything else outside of that. And to be honest, it worked. I really didn't think about anything other than just having fun. But every time I would get off the game, turn it off, all I could think about is how I wanted to grow up and get my first car. And then as soon as I had that thought, the thought never left me. Like, I just wanted a car so bad because then I can get up and leave whenever, and where I lived didn't matter that much if I could leave, right? It didn't really mean anything because I could just drive away and go hang out with my friends, do whatever. You know, it just made everything else matter a lot less. So as time went on going through that school year, that was pretty much all that I thought about the whole time. And anytime I needed to get my head off something, I would either just doom scroll on TikTok, because this is when TikTok was in its prime era. If you guys know, like Charlie D'Amelio, like prime TikTok, that's what this was. And it also happened to be kind of like prime Fortnite. You know, the digital world, everything on your phone, all electronics were at the best they'd ever been. So it was a great distraction. But as the years went on, I eventually got my first car. I was able to get this car because I had gotten a job at Chipotle, and as soon as I got it, I literally did not know what to do with myself. I felt like my life was literally complete because this is the one thing that I wanted for such a long time. To be honest, it was finally something that I looked forward to because I didn't look forward to much back then, other than hanging out with my friends and playing games with them. As soon as I got my car, it was amazing, the amount of freedom that I had, everything that I did. I specifically remember for the first time driving to a gas station, and it was so simple. But walking in that gas station, it was like slightly chilly. I had a jacket on. I went and I grabbed my favorite snack. It was like some candy bar, or it might have been a protein bar. And I also ended up grabbing some drink that I liked a lot. And I also had this thing, I don't know if you guys have this at your gas stations, but there was like a hot bar where you could get like food. And I placed an order for some food. It was like this quesadilla thing, and I was like, I'm about to go crazy eating in my car. And by the way, I made a promise that I wasn't going to eat in my car, but it was kind of like a cheap car, so it was like it didn't matter that much. And I was like, all right, I'm going to break the rule. I've wanted to do this for so long. It seems like such a peaceful thing to just sit in your car for the first time, never having a car before, and just eat food. Like, that just seemed like the best feeling. So I remember placing the order for the thing, sitting on my phone waiting, and I felt so just like independent, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like the best feeling ever. I was like sipping on my drink before I got to my car, and then eventually after waiting a while, you know, looking in the gas station, I don't know about you guys, but I also feel like they customize gas stations to look so vibrant. Like, it just gives you dopamine just to be inside. So I was so happy, so excited. Then I grabbed the box. They come in like, the food that I order at this gas station comes in like a small, thin cardboard box. So when I pick it up, I feel the warmth of the food, and it just felt like it would taste good. You know what I mean? I open it, I take a look to see like what it looks like. And the quesadilla thing was so crispy. The tortilla was like slightly burnt on pieces, but not bad, like the perfect amount. And I was like, I'm going to go crazy with this. So I remember getting in my car, and the other best thing that I love so much, and this is something that I always thought about when I would ride either in my friend's car or other adults, was having an aux. You know, that cord that you can plug into your radio and you can like listen to music. I was so excited for this because I remember like all the time growing up, I would never get to choose what to play on the radio, but now I have my own phone that I can play my own songs to. So I sit in the car, and then as soon as I close the door, I made a sound effect. As soon as I close the door, I'm like sitting there and I just have a sigh of relief. I'm just like, just like looking around. I don't know if you guys have heard that like TikTok audio where it's like where you sleep in the hardest, where it's like, it was like that. I'm just looking around like, no way I'm here right now. This is insane. So I just rip open the box and I start going crazy, start eating the thing. And I'm thinking like, I did not care about anything in that moment. Nothing else other than the fact that I got the one thing that I had been waiting for so long. So I'm like, I finally got my car. Let's go. So I just eat that. And I was starving. Like I was so hungry. My stomach was hurting. That quesadilla, I will never forget how much it hit. It was like chicken and cheese. The cheese was like a little bit drippy. And it was just like, unlike anything I had ever eaten before, because, you know, I feel like when you grow up, you start realizing that food is more about the experience than the food itself. What experience can the food give you? And I was thinking like, this is just a 10 out of 10 experience. This is a core memory that I will never forget. So after I eat it, you know, I'm wiping my face. I'm sitting there like, it seems like a joke, but I was like rubbing my stomach. Like that was so good. Like I feel amazing. So I get in my car, or I'm already in it. I turn it on and I drive home. And then as soon as I pull in the driveway, I get out feeling amazing. You know, 10 out of 10 experience I just had. That's a core memory. Then I walk in and I just get hit. I'm like, oh, I have this really tiny room that I have to go back to that I hate. I don't like games as much as I used to. So now I'm stuck in a place that I really don't like. So I get in my room, I sit down. None of my friends are on the game. It was particularly kind of gloomy. It was like cold, which is why I had the hoodie on. Now I'm just thinking like, wow, that was great, but like, why do I feel so bad right now? And all of the things that I hated about not having money when I was growing up, or not having any of the things that I really wanted, just hit me all at once. So now I had a new goal. And that goal was a goal that I couldn't change, but I knew it would come at some point because I was only 16. But I just wanted to turn 18 at this point, because now I didn't care as much about games. I didn't care as much about the other things. I just wanted to turn 18 because the one thing I hated the most was being in that tiny room, and I wanted to leave. And a lot of you guys might know the room. It was like a wooden box looking room. If you've seen my face, you might have seen my face there. But I hated it so much. So I remember going to sleep that night, just feeling so depressed. I felt so like just like sick in the stomach. Like I have to wait years to escape this. I have to wait years. That's all I was thinking. So I wait. I wake up the next morning. Instantly again, I just feel like a sigh of like, here we go again. I hate being here, but it is what it is. So I wake up. You know, I heard the lawnmower. It was like one of those things, like it was like a very nostalgic, surreal feeling that I only remember from my childhood, where I heard like a lawnmower and I heard that one bird that goes like, doo, doo. I kept hearing that. And I was like, screw the nostalgia. Like, let me just feel sad about this. So I go, get up, and I'm thinking I'm about to go to the gym. So I walk outside, get in my car. And I'm telling you, as soon as that door closed in my car to get in, my mood just lit up. I felt amazing again. Everything that was about that 10 out of 10 experience hit me again. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. I'm in my car. I got to play my own music. Like I'm escaping. Let's go. I can finally do this. And then I end up leaving. And as soon as I leave, I'm just like, this is so good. This is like amazing. But it hit me a little bit less this time than it did the first time, because now I know that I'm going to have to come back to the place that I hate. So then I drive, go to the gym. Once again, the gym is like my happy place. I listen to music. I got these headphones. I actually have them with me right here. I've had these for a while now. I have these headphones. These blast music, like they bass boost it. Like these shake when you wear them. They're called Skull Crushers if you guys want to get them. I was wearing these, and oh my gosh, that workout hit like no other. Kind of like that food that I had in the car. It just hit. Like I escaped, like let's go. I finally got my car. Like all this is amazing. And I was sitting in the sauna after my workout. The sauna also just hit like nothing else. It's so warm, and I'm like a cold freak. Like I am freezing all the time. But I walk in the sauna. I'm only wearing my boxers. That's what everyone did. And I step foot on like the wood, and the wood is just so warm and cozy feeling. Like, so I hit that workout and I'm just sitting there feeling amazing. I got some great friends at this gym and I loved them so much. Everything about this experience was literally the best of the best. It was so peak. I'm sitting in there and we're playing some music in the sauna at the bottom. It's like some calming music. It was just such a good feeling. So then after I'm sitting in there for a while, I put all my clothes back on, get in my car, got a smile on my face, feeling amazing. Then I drive home. Then once again, I pull in the driveway. As soon as I'm in the driveway, it just hits me once again. And this time it's like, it's different than the last. Like, I genuinely felt like extreme, like, depression level, like, sadness when I drove in the driveway, because I realized, like, how sad I was to be there. So I go in, I get in my room, and I'm just, like, defeated. And I'm like, there's no way that I have to wait more and more years for this. But that's what ended up happening. The one thing now at this point that I was looking forward to in my life, like a life goal, was just leaving and moving out. So that's what I thought about. And every single morning, all I could think about was, when am I going to move out? And the cycle repeated. Get in the car. Every time I escaped, it was a genuine escape, and I left. But every time I came back, it was just that sad feeling again. So now all of the weeks and months leading up, I finally turned 18. And on my 18th birthday, I got nothing from anyone. I think I did get like one thing, but I did not care at all. The fact that I was 18 and I can finally leave was the one thing that made me happy. So as soon as I turned 18, I decided, like, I need to get out of here. I remember taking a trip to LA to see some influencer friends, but after that, I was like, I'm getting out. I decided that as soon as I got back from that trip, I was like, now it's time. So then as soon as that happened, I remember getting home. The first thing I did is I get my brother, and I'm like, we're leaving. So we leave. We get this new place, and now I get hit with something that I never expected. When I left, I still felt sad. I still didn't feel good about myself. I still didn't feel the way that I thought I was going to feel. And then that's when it all hit me. It was never the place. You know, some of the things I took for granted was the fact that I was getting like home cooked meals sometimes. I didn't have to pay rent, all this stuff. It really just hit me all at once. Like, it was never the place that I was at. It was never that. So now, days, weeks, months go by, and now I eventually move here to Miami, which is what you're seeing right now. And today is Christmas. It's actually December 25th right now. I can pull it up on my phone. It just hit Christmas. Now I'm in Miami, all alone. No family, no people, no one around me. It's just me. And what I discovered is that it's still not the place that matters. It's not the place. It's the people, and it's who you become along the way. See, I wish to be this age for so long. I'm 19. I'm about to turn 20 early next year. And it all just flew by. And what I realized is that if you don't cherish the moments that you do have, whether they're good or bad, I hated being there. And to be honest, even if I knew this, I would still have hated being there. But I took for granted the one thing that I would never get back, which was being as young as I was. Being able to forget, because nowadays you can't forget. You can't forget about the bills you have to pay, the things you have to do. It's always there. And now it's Christmas, I'm completely alone. I'm just sitting here working, editing videos, talking about my product, selling my products on Amazon. No one to talk to. You know, looking back, I realized maybe I did have it pretty good. Not because of the things I had, not because of my financial position, not because I had a good place to stay. No. I had it good because I was able to be a kid. But now I can officially say I do not feel like a kid anymore, like at all. If anything, I feel like the man of my own life, and like, it's a weird feeling, but it's definitely there. So if there's anything that I learned, it's that You need to cherish the moments that you have because they will pass you so much faster than you think. So now I got it by a snap of a finger. I'm just alone here. And nothing feels the same. I'm not saying that it's the worst, but what I will tell you is that I'm sure if nobody has told you, make sure you need to cherish these moments right now while you're still young, while you're still a teenager. They will never get back to you. I don't want to be depressing, but if there's anything I can leave you guys with, just be happy in the moment that you're in, because the future will always come. You can never get the past back. That's it.